In this video, I'm going to show you how to hook up your podcast gear for 2 different podcast setups. Now that you've got your podcast gear, the next step becomes hooking everything up. I'll be highlighting 2 different setups today. One that uses a USB mic connected directly to your computer, and another that uses a standard XLR style mic connected to a 4-track recorder. This is a very generalized walkthrough of the equipment setup process. Your own specific equipment may have some additional steps. Be sure to reference any instructions that came with your specific equipment. So let's take a look at what we'll be using for our first setup, connecting a USB microphone directly to your computer. For this setup, you will need the following: a USB microphone, a microphone stand, USB cable, computer, headphones, and audio recording software. The first step is to attach your microphone to your microphone stand. Adjust the placement of the microphone to be roughly 3 to 4 inches away from your face and at a 45-degree angle from your mouth. This should minimize plosives that could distort your audio. Next, we want to take the USB cable that came with your microphone and attach one end to your microphone and the other to an available USB port on your computer. This will provide both power and connectivity to your microphone. For our headphones, we can either plug directly into the headphone port of the USB mic or plug directly into the headphone jack of our computer. Plugging into the microphone will give you the ability to adjust the volume of the headphones on the mic itself. Finally, we need to tell our recording software to use our USB microphone as an audio input. So be sure to check your specific software for these recommended settings. In Audition, we first need to click Settings and choose Audio Hardware. Under Default Input, choose your USB microphone. If you plugged your headphones into your USB mic, choose your microphone again as the default output. If you plugged your headphones into your computer, choose your headphones as the default output. The I/O buffer size should be 256 and the sample rate should be 44/100. Click OK to save your settings. To start recording in Audition, create a new multi-track session. Choose a location to save the file. Be sure to set your multi-track session to 44/100 for the sample rate and mono for the mix. Target your recording to a specific track by clicking on the R button. You'll know it's targeted because you should start seeing levels on the track's VU meter. Click on the red record button to start your recording. Our second setup is designed for in-person recording. And just like before, be sure to check your specific equipment instructions for a more detailed walkthrough of the setup process. For an in-person setup, you'll need the following: an audio recorder, a dynamic microphone, a microphone stand, XLR cable, headphones, and an SD card. Just like before, attach your microphone to your microphone stand. Adjust the placement of the microphone to be roughly 3 to 4 inches away from your face and at a 45-degree angle from your mouth. Connect your microphone to your audio recorder using your XLR cable. The XLR cable will click when it properly connects to the microphone. One thing to note, when breaking down gear, make sure to press the release button on the XLR cable before detaching the cable. Failure to do so could damage your audio equipment. Connect your headphones to the headphone port on the recorder and adjust the volume. And finally, insert your SD card into the audio recorder. Since we are using an external audio device, we'll need to adjust the settings within our device to ensure that we get a solid audio recording. Again, check your specific equipment for recommended settings. For this example, I'll show you my settings for my Tascam DR70D. Our first set of settings will affect our microphone source. Click on the menu button and use the scroll knob to navigate. Click on Basic and under Channel 1, click Record. This will target our channel for recording. Next, set the gain for the microphone to mid. This will be how much digital gain we are adding to our microphone. For input, choose XLR TRS. This tells our recorder to use the XLR port for recording. Repeat this for any other mics you have plugged in by scrolling through the additional channels. Our next set of settings will affect our recording. Back in the menu, click on Input. For our microphone plugged into channel 1, we need to make sure that the input gain is set to mic. If we were using something like a condenser mic that requires phantom power, this is where we can activate it. Next up, in the menu, scroll down to record. For our file type, we're going to choose mono. Our file format will be WAV at either 24 or 16 bit depth. Note that a higher bit depth will reduce how much recording time you have on your SD card, but will preserve more of the audio detail. And finally, we will set our audio sample rate to 44.1K. I would suggest at this point that you consider formatting your SD card. On the DR70D, this can be done by scrolling down to Others in the menu section, clicking on System, and choosing Quick Format. With our settings configured, we can now start recording. Adjust the gain knob for the microphone until you get a proper recording level. You want to ensure that this level is not too loud or too soft. Aim for a recording level around the -6 and -3 dB range. When you're ready to record, click on the red record button. So let's take a minute to review what we've learned. Your equipment may vary, but the process of setting up equipment requires both a physical setup and a recording setup, either through hardware or software. The further that you get into podcasting, you'll find that your equipment setups may change, especially as you add more capabilities like video or more advanced recorders and mixers. Now with our podcast set up to record, our next step is all about editing our recordings into a complete episode.